Starting. Pitching today, number 18, Mason Nilsson. The DH for the Dons will be number 5, Hunter Clark.
It is baseball here on Spanish Fork 17. Today we have the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Payson Lions. The Dons and Lions did battle yesterday in their first game of Region 10 matchup as we give you the national anthem here.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to our nation's anthem with me. Again, today we've got the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Payson Lions. This is the second game of a three-game matchup here between Region 10 foes. Spanish Fork was able to take the first game yesterday 10-2 behind a great pitching game by Cy Nielsen, as well as a great day at the plate for the Spanish Fork Dons star. He had the first home run of the season for the Dons yesterday, as he was a big part of the Dons offense that was really able to break out against this Lions pitching. And obviously for our fans here, that is the hope for today as well, as they're able to get things rolling offensively and be able to take this second game of this three-game matchup here against the Lions. On the mound, as you see, is number 18 for the Dons. That is Mason Nilsson. Nilsson, one of the main starters for the Dons this season, was able to start a game down in the tournament, the Red Rock Classic that we were at down in St. George. Pitched a very strong game down there, and they will be expecting more great things from Nilsson as the season rolls along, as we are all ready to go here
Leading off for the Lions,
at Swenson Ballpark.
First inning, the center fielder, number 9, Trey Hyatt.
Leading off is Trey Hyatt for the Lions. It's playing out in center field for them. That first pitch is going to be grooved right in there for strike one. That one cut on and missed there by Hyatt as he digs himself into an early 0-2 count here. It will be Trey Hyatt, Kyler Haveron, and Hank Bowers to start off things for the Lions, as that one is taken high and outside for ball one. Works it to a 1-2 count. That is going to be a beautiful pitch there by Nilsson, cut on and sent on over to first base to complete the strikeout there. First out of the game for Nilsson, and also first strikeout of the game for him. Up now is Kyler Haveron. That is the pitcher for the Lions, who we will be seeing on the mound here to start off the game for the Lions. That was going to be taken outside for ball one. That one is going to be sent foul.
Please return all balls to the dugout. Please, all balls to the dugout.
And this is a key matchup here for the Dons to start off Region 10 play. Payson is one of the Dons' main rivals, as there comes the pitch, and is going to be a slow roller over towards third base, but it is going to be just foul. That is going to work the count to 1-2 here on Kyler Haveron. The Dons had a very impressive outing over at the Red Rock Classic down in St. George, going 2 for 2 and 2, able to win both games against their Utah opponents, Pleasant Grove and Timpanogos, but taking losses against those that were coming from Nevada from that tournament, as that is going to be taken for another ball. Count is now 2 and 2. Those losses coming to Palo Verde and to Faith Lutheran, as that one is high and outside, as Kyler Haveron has now worked himself to a full count. That one's going to be ripped over to third base. A nice play over there by Josh Dart, who sends it over to first base, and that is going to be out number 2 of the inning. Nielsen making quick work so far of the Lions bats here to start off the game. Now up for the Lions is number 3, Hank Bowers. He is their left fielder and batting third in their lineup. That one's going to be grooved right on in there for strike one. A beautiful pitch from Mason Nielsen. Bowers a key cog in this Lions lineup. That was going to be waved at and missed for strike 2. An early 0-2 hole here for Hank Bowers. This one is going to be fouled away over toward the third base line. Actually kind of over by the Lions dugout. On deck, the guy on deck, that is Jordan Draper, the cleanup hitter for the Lions, had to kind of move a bit out of the way as that one is low and in the dirt. For ball 1, Nielsen trying to get Bowers to chase on that one. He would not give. And here comes that 1-2 pitch. This one once again rocked over towards the Lions dugout. Going to keep the count at 1-2. And pretty much everyone in Region 10 just starting up their region play, which has been exciting thus far, as that one is going to be low and in the dirt for ball 2. The only team that has not, as of yet, played a region game is Mountain View, who is actually currently winless on the season. If we were going by records, as that one is ripped out into center field, Nielsen giving it chase, is able to get under it and records out number 3, as the top of the first inning goes pretty smoothly for Mason Nielsen, going 1-2-3 and keeping it scoreless here as we move on to the bottom of the first. We'd like to take this time to thank our wonderful sponsors that do so much for us and make it possible for us to broadcast these wonderful games. That is the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, State Farm, Lance Wilson, Driggs Mortgage Team, MVP Sports, and Two Jacks Pizza. Again, a quiet top of the first for the Lions. And heading up here in the bottom of the first is your typical suspects for the Dons. It'll be Tay Newman leading things off for the Dons, followed by Noah Conway, who is then followed by Andrew Pintar. Again, the Dons really breaking out on offense in their first game here against the Lions, being able to score 10 runs in that one. They obviously would love to be able to get off to another quick early start as well here today in this second game of this matchup. And on the mound there for the Lions is Kyler Haveron. Haveron, a key part of the Lions rotation. They will be expecting hopefully some good innings from him today, as you now see Tay Newman stepping up to the plate. Newman had just a string of phenomenal games for the Dons down at the Red Rock Classic, was on base pretty much after every at-bat, was really as good of a leadoff batter as you could have asked for the Dons down there in St. George. And he will be relied upon throughout the season to get on base and kind of be a big run producer for the Dons, as that one is a slow roller to the pitcher, not able to field it cleanly, but is able to get it over to first base and records the first out of the bottom of the first. Nice job there by Haveron to stick with it, was able to still keep it close to him, be able to make that play over at first base.
Right fielder, number 19, Noah Conway.
Now up for the Dons is Noah Conway, as Conway takes that first pitch for strike one. Conway was one of the Dons that had a good game yesterday against the Lions, as that one is going to be taken low for ball one. A 1-1 count now here on Conway. This one is going to be high and outside. Conway works it to a more favorable count here for him at a 2-1. Rips right through that one. Gets a little piece of it, but that is strike two. 2-2 count here to Noah Conway. He's going to gently roll that one foul, and he's going to keep himself alive here in this one, on sticking at that 2-2 count. This one is going to be sent up the middle. Fielded cleanly there by the shortstop, and that is going to be out number 2. Beautiful play there by Reed Slack. Nice little routine ground ball, gobbles it up and sends it on over to first base. And now 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the first inning, and it's going to bring up Andrew Pintar for the Dons. He's going to take that one inside, and it is going to be strike one. It's going to be low and in the dirt. Pintar works the count to 1-1. That is Cy Nielsen in the on-deck circle. Again, Nielsen had a big game yesterday, hitting a home run and getting several RBIs as Pintar rips that one out into right field, and that is going to be over the right fielder's head, and Pintar is going to be on his way to third base. Stumbles up a little bit there, but is able to get in there for a stand-up Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing triple. An absolutely beautiful blast there by Pintar, well over the right fielder's head, and gets himself 90 feet away from scoring the first run of this game, and it brings up the Dons cleanup hitter, Cy Nielsen.
Center fielder, number 11, Cy Nielsen.
Nielsen also pitched in yesterday's game. Is the ace of this staff, as well as the cleanup hitter. Really does a little bit of everything for the Dons. And Nielsen was the first Don of the season to hit a home run. He was able to blast one out yesterday. Would love to see a repeat of that. Instead, he's going to send one just right through the gap between the shortstop and the third baseman, and that is going to bring in Andrew Pintar, who's going to be the first run of the game, and it's a early 1-0 lead here for the Dons over the Lions, as Cy Nielsen gets himself another RBI. He's been an absolute RBI machine ever since. He really had a couple of impressive games as well down at the Red Rock Classic. And thankfully for the Dons, that has just continued into Region 10 play, as they're going to check on him, and the ball is going to squirt away from the first baseman, as Nielsen is going to get himself over to second base and in scoring position.
The third baseman, number 9, Josh Dart.
Up to bat for the Dons is Josh Dart, third baseman. Also a key part of this Dons lineup. Usually bats fifth when he is in the lineup, and provides some nice balance for the Dons as he bats left-handed for them. That is going to be inside and sent away. Oh, that is going to actually hit him. That is going to be a hit by pitch there, as Dart gets on over to first base, as we now have runners on the corners.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 5, Hunter Clark.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. Not at the corner side. Nielsen not allowed to advance there as he'll just move over to second base. Up now is Hunter Clark, the designated hitter for the Dons. He waves through that one. And that is going to be strike one. That one is going to be high and outside. Ball one. Hunter Clark now a 1-1 count here. And the Dons really set themselves up nicely so far this season as they sit atop the leaderboard thus far, as that one is going to be low and inside for ball two. Clark now a 2-1 count. The Dons, as of right now, are basically in a tie with Salem Hills, as that one is going to be sent straight up the middle and beyond the shortstop. And that is going to be an RBI single for Hunter Clark. Cy Nielsen moves over to third base. My apologies, that is Cy Nielsen that actually scored. It is Josh Dart that is now over at
Now
third
batting
base.
the left fielder, number
Hunter
15,
Clark with a
Tanner
big knock
Peterson.
there, and extends this. It extends this Dons lead now to 2-0, and it brings up Tanner Peterson. Peterson playing out in left field today. One of those Dons that kind of moves a bit around the diamond. Oh, that is a fantastic stop there by the shortstop, but not quite in time with the throw, and they send it over to third, and that throw is also not in time, as Josh Dart is going to score on that RBI single, and Hunter Clark is going to move over to third base. Tanner Peterson with the RBI knock there. And this
Now
lead
batting
is
first
now
baseman, number
extended
22,
to 3.
Payson Massey.
Big inning here so far for the Dons, exactly what they wanted and kind of anticipated after they had such a big offensive game yesterday, as that one is taken once again. I keep getting these wrong. I feel like they're not hitting them, and they are just, that is now the second hit batsman there, as that was
Now batting the catcher,
Tyson
number
Massey,
7, Skylar
who
Horain.
gets hit there, and it now loads the bases up for the number 9 hitter, Skylar Horain. Horain doing the catching duties in today's game. And that one is going to be ripped but sent foul. An 0-1 count here to Skylar Horain. 3 runs here already have scored in the bottom of the first. A good offensive inning here for the Dons, as that one's going to be taken right down the pipe for strike one. 1-1 count here to Horain. Nielsen did his job in the top of this inning, going 1-2-3 against the Lions. That one is going to be softly fouled back behind the backstop. Fielded quite cleanly there by a Lions coach. It's going to work the count to 1-2 to Skylar Horain. Once again, fouled over to the left side. Keeps himself alive here in this one, 1-2. Horain would love to be able to really bust this thing wide open. And he sends it in between the third baseman and shortstop, and that is exactly what he is going to do, as that is going to be a 2 RBI single there for Skylar Horain. Big production there from the number 9 hitter of the Dons, and that's going to extend
Now
this
batting the
lead
second baseman, number 14,
to 5-0.
Pinch running, number 10, Cade Randolph.
They are going to bring in a speed-up runner here for Horain so that he's able to get himself all ready to go for the top of the second inning. Never fun as the catcher to strap on all that gear, so they are giving him a nice little head start. And it is now Tay Newman once again up for the Dons, and he's going to take that one for strike one. The Dons have batted their way all the way through the lineup, and we are once again back to leadoff hitter Tay Newman. A very impressive offensive inning here so far for the Dons. And Newman rips that one out to center, but getting a beat on it. And he is able to bring that in as this big inning for the Lions mercifully ends, but not before the Dons put up 5 runs here in the first inning as they have built themselves a 5-0 lead. As we head over to the top half of the second inning, we'll get you more baseball when we come back here on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Leading off
Welcome
the
back to
Lions
Spanish
in the
Fork
top of the
17.
second
It is
inning,
the
first
top of the
baseman,
second
number
here
18,
in this
Jordan
game between the Spanish
Draper.
Fork Dons and the Payson Lions. The score is 5-0 in favor of the Dons as they came out absolutely swinging in the first, as that one is fouled back by the cleanup hitter of the Lions. That is Jordan Draper. It is an 0-1 count here to their big first baseman. That one's going to be high and tight for ball one. Works the count to 1-1. Those 5 runs coming on mostly singles, but a big triple by Andrew Pintar is what really started things off, and then it was just a steady stream of base hits as that one is grooved on in there for strike 2. A 1-2 count here to Jordan Draper. That one is absolutely crushed out into left field, and that is going to be gone. A solo blast by the big cleanup hitter of the Lions, Jordan Draper, as the Lions get themselves on the scoreboard there with that solo shot. The score is now 5-1 here in the top of the second as Jordan Draper absolutely mashes that ball out to left and trots his way on home for the first run of the game for the Lions. And that is going to bring up Reichly Hauser now for the Lions.
Now batting, third baseman, number 13, Reichly Hauser.
That one's going to be outside for ball one there to Reichly Hauser. Again, the beauty of having this big of a lead is a solo shot like that shouldn't rattle you as a pitcher, as that one is fouled back. That is going to be strike one, and now a 1-1 count here to Hauser. Nielsen working with a big lead here with it being 5-1, and so the fact that it's a solo shot shouldn't be that bad, as that one is also fouled back. Count is now 1-2 to Hauser. Once again fouled. Hauser is struggling to really square it up and send it into fair territory. We'll roll this count over again as it is now 1-2 once more. This one is going to be ripped right in to the center field, left field gap there, right in front of Cy Nielsen, who gets the ball in. That is going to be a single there for Reichly Hauser, as the bats could potentially be coming alive here for the Lions in the second inning. Up now is Mason Alvey for the Lions. That one is going to be in there for strike one. A beautiful pitch from Nielsen. First pitch strike. Always what you want to see from the pitcher. Mason Alvey out there in right field for the Lions and batting sixth in their order. Little soft foul ball there that's going to go behind the backstop. And it's now an 0-2 count here for Mason Alvey. Nielsen doing a good job of really attacking Alvey here, getting into this very good pitcher's count here, 0-2, with basically every pitch in his repertoire at his disposal. Now it is just going to miss for ball one. Looks like Nielsen was trying to just paint that outside corner. Unable to do so there, but still in a good place here at a 1-2 count here to Mason Alvey. That one is going to be slapped foul as Alvey keeps himself alive in this at-bat. After Alvey will be Wyatt Hone, Reed Slack, and Joel Torres. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters in this Lions lineup. That one is once again going to be fouled away as Alvey doing a good job of keeping himself alive. Count is still 1-2. Oh, gets him to chase the high cheese, and that is strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Mason Nielsen, and coming at a
now batting
very
the
appropriate
16,
time.
Wyatt Hone.
Able to get that first out of this top half of the second inning and hopefully get himself settled down here. Up now is Wyatt Hone, who waves at that first offering and misses for strike 1. Wyatt Hone is the catcher for today for the Lions. Again, is batting 7th in this lineup. That is Reichley Hauser over there at first base. This one's going to be sent up the middle. Pintar touches second, sends it over to first, and gets the double play. A nice job there by Andrew Pintar. A little bit of a routine play there, but still a nice job there to get the double play and get themselves out of this inning, as they only allow the one towering home run to Jordan Draper, as it will now be a 5-1 game heading over to the bottom of the second. Spanish Fork still over the Payson Lions. We will take this time to go ahead and thank our wonderful sponsors for everything that they do and for all the contributions that they do to help us put on these wonderful games for you. That is 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, State Farm, Lance Wilson, Driggs Mortgage Team, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, and the Car Guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group. Again, a big home run there by Jordan Draper of the Lions, but it was just one run, as the Dons still have a very commanding 5-1 lead as we're heading over here to the bottom of the second. And they were able to bat all the way through the lineup in that first inning. Again, led off by a scorching triple by Andrew Pintar, which then brought on an onslaught of hits and hit by pitches that then led to 5 runs in that top half. Bottom half of the first there for the Dons. And coming up for the Dons in this half inning is going to be Noah Conway, Andrew Pintar, and Cy Nielsen, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Dons. And certainly they can be able to get this offense once again clicking, as they all really were seeing the ball well out of Haveron's hand. So you'd love to see them be able to put up a couple more runs and really get this game absolutely rolling and clicking, just like they did in yesterday's game, where they were able to beat these same Lions 10-2. With the win here today, they would certainly set themselves up nicely for a potential sweep in their first series here in Region 10 play, and really put themselves in the driver's seat for a spot for the playoffs.
Leading off
again,
for the
stepping
Dons
up for them is
in the
Noah
bottom of the second
Conway.
inning. Number 19, Noah Conway.
Conway rips that one up the middle, and it is going to be past the second baseman's glove, and that is going to be a lead-off single in the bottom of the second inning for Noah Conway. Conway grounded out to the shortstop in his first, and in his first at bat in the first inning. This one,
Now
a
batting,
better result
number 4, Andrew
for the veteran right
Pintar.
fielder, as he's able to get on base for Andrew Pintar, who steps up. Pintar absolutely blasted one out to right field and got himself a triple in his first at bat. This one is going to be taken for strike one. Pintar, Nielsen, and Dart due up here for the Dons. A very prolific heart of the order for this Dons team. That one is going to be crushed out into left field. Giving chase is the center fielder, and he is not able to come up with it. And that is going to be Noah Conway cruising on over to home, and it is going to be Andrew Pintar coming in for yet another Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing triple. I mean, it's absolutely rare to have one triple in a game. But for Andrew
Now
Pintar,
batting,
he
number
says,
11,
one more,
Cy
please, as he gets
Nielsen.
himself his second triple of the game. And this one is going to be an RBI triple, and really going to absolutely just get things rolling here for the Dons in the bottom of the second, as it now brings up cleanup hitter Cy Nielsen. Nielsen had an RBI single in the first and would love to have a repeat of that performance, as that one is going to be taken inside for ball one. Score is now 6-1, as the Dons are able to get that run back that they gave up in the top half of this inning, and once again have their lead back up to 5, as that one is going to be strike one there to Cy Nielsen. 1-1 count. Gonna swing and miss through that one. Count is now 1-2. Again, Nielsen, a very key part of this Dons lineup, and just so great to see that success that he had at the Red Rock Classic start translating here into region play, as that one is sent out to right field. Probably deep enough for a sac fly, and that is exactly what they do, is they send Pintar on home. And he is going to be able to score on that one. So another RBI chalked up there for Cy Nielsen. This one on a sac fly out to right field as Pintar gets himself on home. And the score is now 7-1, a 6-run advantage here for the Dons
Now
early
batting the third baseman,
in this
number
game.
9, Josh Dart.
As the offense continues to roll right along here for the Dons. Only one out here in the bottom of the second. Stepping up to the plate now is Josh Dart, and he's going to take that one for ball one. Dart was hit by a pitch in his first at bat, and then was able to come around to score and be one of those 5 that scored in the first. So that one is going to be chopped foul. Evens up the count to 1-1. That one's going to be knocked down the first baseline, but just foul. Count is now going to be 1-2. And here comes that 1-2 pitch to Josh Dart. That one is going to be high and outside. It evens the count to 2-2. That one's going to be outside, and Dart has worked it to a full count here. Dart was one of our sports MVPs of the game, as he fouls that one back and behind the backstop there. Keeps himself alive here on this full count. And he was one of the sports MVPs of the game down there in the Red Rock Classic, and is a big part of the lineup there in that 5-hole. As he sends that one over to second base, tries to beat it out, but is unable to do so, and that will be the second out of the inning. Nice little routine play over there
Now batting number
for
5,
the second
Hunter
baseman.
Clark.
Had to double clutch there just to make sure that he had control of the ball, but did get it on over to first base for that second out. Up now is Hunter Clark for the Dons. He's going to take that one outside for ball 1. Clark with a single in his first at bat. He's going to check his swing, but unfortunately for him, it is still going to be called a strike. That'll even up the count to 1-1. That was going to be taken upstairs for ball 2. A 2-1 count now here to Hunter Clark. Now it's going to be ripped over to the third baseman, who makes a nice play, sends it across the diamond, and gets the third out of the inning. The Dons able to scratch across 2 runs in that bottom half of the second inning. The score is now 7-1 as we head over to the third. And we will bring you more action here from Swenson Field when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17 and the third inning of this matchup between Region 10 rivals. It is the Spanish Fork Dons against the Payson Lions. Score is currently 7-1. A 6-run advantage for the Dons as that bunt is going to just squirt foul down that third base line. That is Reed Slack up for the Lions, and that is going to be now an 0-1 count here to the shortstop. It will be Reed Slack, Joel Torres, and back up to the top of the lineup for the Lions. That one is going to be outside for ball 1. Evens up that count to 1-1. That one's going to be squirted down the third base line. Josh Dart tries to make a play, is unable to get it there in time as Reed Slack gets himself on base there with that infield single, starting things off here in the third inning for the Payson Lions.
Now batting the second baseman, number 10, Joel Torres.
It'll be Joel Torres up for the Lions, their number 9 hitter. Torres is playing over at second base for the Lions. That was going to be cut on and just barely tipped for strike 1. A little pickoff move there to keep Slack close to first base. Again, score here is 7-1, so the Lions in a 6-run hole here would love to be able to get something going here against Nielsen. And that is what is going to happen there, is a little bit of a misplay there by Josh Dart over there at third base, not able to get a solid glove on that particular grounder. And Torres is going to get himself on base.
Now batting number 9, Trey Hyatt.
It's going to bring up the leadoff hitter for the Lions, Trey Hyatt. Hyatt struck out in his first at bat. See if he can get a different result here. That one's going to be cut on and just barely tipped for strike 1. Runners at first and second here for the Lions, who really need to get their offense going if they're going to keep pace here with the Dons. Again, the score is 7-1. That one is going to be up for ball 2. As ball 1. My bad. Evens up the count here. 1-1. That's going to be outside. Hyatt's now worked himself to a 2-1 count here. The Lions with a good opportunity here in the top of the third to get things rolling here, as that is going to be sent out into center field. Nielsen able to camp under that one nicely and sends it into the infield. And that is going to be the first out of the inning here.
Now batting number 5, Kyler Haveron.
Now for the Lions is Kyler Haveron. The pitcher, he grounded out to the shortstop in his first at-bat in the first inning. Can definitely do himself a solid by scoring a run here and help his cause on the mound. That one is going to be worked in for strike 1. Again, runners on first and second here for the Lions with 1 out in the top of the third. It's an 0-1 count here to Kyler Haveron. Mason Nielsen comes with that pitch. That was going to be just inside as Haveron evens out the count to 1-1. Haveron really has been roughed up so far in this one. 2 innings of work and has given up 7 runs already in this one. So would love to be able to help out his cause on the offensive side. Swings through that one. Strike 2. 1-2 count to Haveron. Obviously for Nielsen, you'd love to be able to figure out a way to get Haveron to roll over one and potentially create a double play opportunity. Instead, he is going to get the swinging strikeout there, as that one is foul-tipped into the catcher's mitt.
3, Hank Bauer.
Third strikeout of the game for Nielsen. And now with 2 outs in the top of the third, that is going to bring up the number 3 hitter for the Lions, Hank Bowers. That one is going to be in the dirt. Cleaned up there quite nicely by Horine. 1-0 count to Hank Bowers. In the on-deck circle is Jordan Draper, who hit a mammoth shot to lead off the second inning for the Lions, as that one is fouled away. 1-1 count here to Bowers. Obviously, the Lions would love to be able to get Draper up in a situation where there are runners on base. That one is also going to be low. Count now is 2-1 to Bowers. Draper thus far responsible for the only run that the Lions have scored. But certainly a position here for the Lions to capitalize with a man in scoring position. That was going to be outside. Bowers in a nice favorable count here, 3-1. Again, runners on first and second here with 2 outs in the top of the third. He's going to send that one out to right field. Conway gets under it, makes the play. And that is going to be the end of the top of the third inning. No damage done. Couple of base runners, but none of them able to come across as Mason Nielsen pitches himself a nice clean inning there and keeps this Spanish Fork lead 7-1 as we head over to the bottom of the third inning. We'd like to take this time to thank our fantastic sponsors. That is the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, 2 Jacks Pizza, Driggs Mortgage Team, State Farm, Lance Wilson, and Mikkel Thompson Wise, Attorneys at Law. As this game transitions over to the bottom of the third inning, it has been really a complete game here for the Dons. A fantastic showing on offense as they're able to score 5 runs in the first and 2 in the second. And along with that, Mason Nielsen dealing on the mound only allowed allowing 1 run so far through 3 innings, so certainly doing his part to keep the Dons in control and in charge in this particular game. And if they're able to win this one, it puts them in the driver's seat for getting a sweep here against the Payson Lions to start off their Region 10 play. Coming up for the Dons here in the third is going to be Hunter Clark, Tanner Peterson, and Tyson Massey. That is the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in this Dons lineup. All of them got on base in their first at bat in the first. Obviously, all of them would love to be able to continue that streak as we dig on in here for the bottom of the third.
Number 15, Tanner Peterson.
Peterson slaps that one foul. My apologies, this is Tanner Peterson. It will be Tyson Massey and Skylar Horine that will bat after him. There's that 0-1. Make it 0-2 on Tanner Peterson. Peterson was the MVP Sports MVP of the game in the first game down there at the Red Rock Classic, as that one is sent on over to the shortstop, and that will be out number 1 of the third inning. Peterson was one of the few bright spots on offense in that game against Faith Lutheran, as he was able to go 2 for 3 in that game. It really is a luxury to have a guy like that in the bottom of the lineup that is good at getting on base, as now it is Tyson Massey up for the Dons. Checks his swing and takes that first pitch for a ball. 1-0 count here to Massey. Massey was hit by a pitch in the first inning and advanced over to second base. Was unable to score in that big inning. That one is low and outside for ball 2. A 2-0 count here to Massey. Now it is going to be tapped over towards third base, but foul. Doing a little jig over there at third, but is able to come up with the ball. Nice job there, coach. Count is now 2-1 here to Tyson Massey. That one's going to be worked in there quite nicely for strike 2, a beautiful curveball. Count is now all evened up here at 2-2 to Tyson Massey. And he is going to go down on that one. That is the first strikeout of the game for the Lions. That is going to be 2 outs here in the third, and it brings up Skylar Horine. Number 9 hitter and catching for the Dons, and that is going to hit him square in the shoulder. And he's going to get himself on base here with 2 outs and turn the lineup over and bring up the ever-dangerous Tay Newman.
Number 14, Tay Newman, running speed up. Number 10, Cade Randolph.
They once again will bring in Cade Randolph over there at first base to run speed up for Skylar Horine, to give him an opportunity to rest up those legs as he's having to do catching duty today. So Newman takes that one for ball 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Score is 7-1, a 6-run lead here for the Dons, as the offense really came out swinging in that first inning with 5 runs. As a little bit of a pickoff move over there, making sure to keep Randolph close. Newman up at the plate for the Dons. He is 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to the pitcher and sent a screamer out into center. This one a screamer out to left field, and it is fielded quite nicely out there, and that is going to be the end of the inning. The first scoreless inning here for the Dons, but nothing doing here as the score is still 7-1, a 6-run lead for the Dons over the Lions. We will give you more of today's action when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
In the top of the fourth inning.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork
Number
17
18,
and the
Jordan
fourth inning of
Draper.
this game between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Payson Lions. As that one is going to be taken for a strike there to Jordan Draper. Draper with the lone run in this game for the Lions. He had a solo blast to lead off the second inning. That one is going to be fouled away for an early 0-2 count here to Draper. He's going to walk that one off. It looks like it may have hit him in the foot there. Make sure that he's all right. Kind of shake that one off. On the mound for the Dons is still Mason Nielsen, who has thus far pitched a very impressive game for the Dons. 3 innings, 3 strikeouts for him. As that one is also going to be fouled. As Draper keeps himself alive in this one, but the count is still 0-2. Really, the Lions really just not been able to really get things going on offense other than that solo shot by Draper. They did threaten a little bit in the third inning with runners on first and second, but unable to capitalize with the runners on base. And really are in a tough position here in the top of the fourth with a 6-run deficit to try to cut into, as Draper cuts through the high cheese there for strike 3. A fantastic pitch there by Nielsen to give himself his 4th strikeout of the game.
Hauser.
Nielsen really just cruising right through this Lions lineup. Really doing a good job of mixing his pitches. His fastball is locating very nicely as he pitches that one right on the outside corner for strike 1 to Reichly Hauser. That one is going to be fouled to the backstop and an early 0-2 hole here for Hauser. Nielsen really throwing strikes here in this particular inning. Second straight batter at an 0-2 spot. That one is going to be up for ball 1, trying to get Hauser to chase. He does not. Count now 1-2. And that is going to be looking strike 3. A beautiful pitch by Mason Nielsen. 5th strikeout of the game, and he is really locked in on the mound right now for the Dons. That is now 3 2/3 for him of brilliant pitching on the mound, as that one is going to be inside for ball 1 to Mason Alvey. Waved on and missed for strike 1. Evens up the count to 1-1. Alvey struck out in his last at bat in the second inning. Nielsen hoping to repeat that same thing, gets him waving on that pitch as well. Strike 2. Alvey's timing looks just a bit off here, as Nielsen really is doing a good job with his pitches, locating them quite nicely. Here's that 1-2 offering. This one is going to be outside. Alvey evens up the count to 2-2. The 2-2 is fouled away. Alvey keeps himself alive here. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Again, the score, Spanish Fork Dons over the Payson Lions 7-1. Nielsen pitching an absolute gem for the Dons tries to just paint that outside corner. Does not get the call that he wanted from the ump, as Mason Alvey now works it to a full count. Here's that 3-2, and this time he does just paint that outside corner, gets a strikeout. He strikes out the side in the top of the fourth. Mason Nielsen absolutely dealing, as that is now 7 strikeouts on the game for him, and it sends us over to the bottom of the fourth with the score 7-1. Still a 6-point advantage here, 6-run advantage for the Spanish Fork Dons, as we swing it on over to our sponsors and all that they do for us. That is the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, State Farm, Lance Wilson, Mikkel Thompson Wise, attorneys at law, Driggs Mortgage Team, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, and MVP Sports. Speaking of MVP Sports and the MVP of the day, Mason Nielsen, definitely in the driver's seat for that particular award today, as he has pitched 4 innings of great baseball for the Dons. That is 7 strikeouts on the day after striking out the side there in the 4th inning. He has only allowed 1 run as well, just that solo home run to Jordan Draper. So really just in cruise control is Mason Nielsen. Oh, my apologies, I got a little ahead of myself there. It's 6 strikeouts, not 7, but still super impressive stuff from Mason Nielsen, who sometimes doesn't get the attention that he maybe deserves, as a lot of people see Cy Nielsen as the ace of the Dons staff, and rightfully so, as his stuff is absolutely electric. And also getting a lot of attention, I think, is Mason Olson, another fellow lefty that was very impressive in the Red Rock Classic. And so they look at those two and maybe don't give quite as much attention to Nielsen, as that one is going to be taken for ball 1 by Noah Conway. But Nielsen definitely a key part of the Dons rotation, and showing you why that is so today, as Conway swings through that one and evens up the count at 1-1. Conway 1 for 2 on the game, grounded out to short in his first at bat, but singled in the first and was able to score, as that one is also going to be low. Count now 2-1. Conway scoring on the RBI triple by Andrew Pintar in the 2nd inning. That one is going to be a beautiful curveball in there for strike 2. Conway now looking at a 2-2 count. And that one is going to be fouled away and into the Lions dugout. Again, it is the bottom of the 4th inning. Score is 7-1, a 6-run lead here for the Dons. Conway up, sends that one towards the third baseman, who is able to make the throw over to first. A nice play there. Able to just collect himself and throw an absolute dart over to first base and gets the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up 4, Andrew Pintar, who has been an absolute monster in this game. 2 for 2 with 2 triples. That is a stat line that you will absolutely live with, as that one is going to be outside for ball 1. That one is going to be taken inside, as Pintar works it to a 2-0 count. Again, I've never seen so many Triple T triples in one game so far, and Andrew Pintar has got both of them as he takes that one for strike 1. He was the catalyst in that first inning with his first triple, and then really just kind of kept things rolling right along with his triple in the second. As that one is going to be mashed out into left, but it looks like left fielder is able to just calmly bring that one down. That will be the 2nd out of the 4th for the Dons. It will bring up Cy Nielsen.
Number 11, Cy Nielsen.
Nielsen with a RBI single in the first, and a sac fly in the second. 2 RBIs on the game so far for Nielsen, the cleanup hitter for the Dons. As that one is going to be off the catcher for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Nielsen. Again, this is the second game of a 3-game series here against the Lions, as that one is going to be off Nielsen's back. And that is another hit by pitch. That has been a key theme here for the Lions thus far, as that is the 4th hit by pitch in the game.
Now batting number 9, Josh Dart.
So it's not been a particularly safe game in the batter's box for the Dons, as Josh Dart digs in here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, and Cy Nielsen over there at first base. And Dart just barely missed getting hit again, as Nielsen gets himself over to second, and it is overthrown. And Nielsen not only gets second base, but gets third on that particular stolen base attempt. So nice job there by Nielsen to not just get himself in scoring position, but actually to get himself 90 feet away from giving the Dons yet another run here in this one. As Dart digs in here for the 1-0 pitch. And he is going to be caught swinging on that one, a little eager on that particular changeup, but that is going to even up the count to 1-1. That one is going to be another hit by pitch. That is the second time that Dart has been hit in this game, and it is the 5th time that Haveron has hit someone in this game, as he's just been a little erratic for the Lions. If it isn't hitting the batter, it's over the plate and they're mashing it. And so a rough start for Haveron and for the Lions. It is going to bring up Hunter Clark with runners on the corners and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Score is 7-1. 6-run lead for the Dons in this Region 10 matchup. Here comes that pitch, and that is going to be strike 1 on Hunter Clark. Clark 1 for 2 in this one. Had a single in the first. Definitely has an opportunity here with Nielsen over at third and Dart over at first to extend this Dons lead. He's going to take that one inside and even the count to 1-1. Really just a solid game overall here for the Dons. The offense coming out early and fast with 5 runs in the first and 2 in the second, and a very great game from Nielsen so far on the mound, as that one is tapped. Fallon over towards the Lions dugout. Hunter Clark now looking at a 1-2 count. Coming up in the top of the 5th for the Lions will be the bottom of the order for them. Hone, Slack, and Torres hoping to jumpstart their offense, as that is in the dirt. And they will hold up Nielsen over there at third, but Josh Dart will mosey his way on over to second base, as now it will be runners on second and third for Hunter Clark. And now an evened up count here at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. That is going to be chopped on over to the third baseman, makes the throw across the diamond, and he is able to secure that 3rd out for the Lions, and they are able to get out of the bottom of the 4th without a scratch. The Dons definitely threatened, but unable to do anything as we move over to the 5th inning of this one. The score is 7-1. Spanish Fork over Payson. We'll get you that inning when we come back here on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McHale, Thompson, and Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. We are in the 5th inning of this game between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Payson Lions. Score is 7-1, a big 6-run lead here for the Dons. As you see, Mason Nielsen warming up for his 5th inning of play here. Actually, that is not
leading off for the Lions.
Mason Nielsen at this
in
point.
The top of the 5th inning, number 16, Wyatt.
That is actually Tay Newman on the mound now for the Dons, as he will see his first bit of action here on the mound, as that is swung and cut for strike 1 to Wyatt Hone. That one is going to be outside and evens up the count to 1-1. Newman pitched in one of the games down in the Red Rock Classic, started the last game against Palo Verde, and provided 4 great innings of work for the Dons, as the count is now 2-1 after that pitch. Typically plays out at third base or at second base. That is going to be now a 3-1 count to Wyatt Hone. Day Newman started over at second base, now is on the mound. And that one is going to be cut through for strike 2. Newman has a very, very active fastball. Obviously playing over there at third base with a very live arm. That one's going to be in there for strike 3. Beautiful fastball there to Wyatt Hone, who is caught looking there. And that is going to be the first out of the inning here for the Lions. And strikeout number 1 for Tay Newman on the night. Newman, a big strikeout pitcher for the Dons with that absolute flamethrower, and he gets another swing and miss there for strike 1. It's Reed Slack up at the plate for the Lions. He's going to take that one outside, evens the count to 1-1. Slack singled in his first at bat, advanced over to second. That one is going to be a beautiful little curveball there for strike 2. Slack represented one of the few threats that the Lions have been able to pose, as that one is outside for ball 2. 2-2 count now here to Slack. But they were unable to get Slack to score over from second base there in the third. 2-2 count, swung right through. Strike 3. See you later. Reed Slack is set down. That is the second straight strikeout for Tay Newman, as he comes in absolutely throwing heat in relief of Mason Nielsen, who in his own right had a phenomenal game at the mound. That one is swung right through for strike 1 to Joel Torres. Beautiful pitch there for strike 2, able to work the curveball over to the outside corner. And when Newman has got his secondary pitches going, he is just so hard to handle. As you see there, that fastball low and outside for ball 1 is a hard thing to lay off when he's got that curveball going. Here's that 1-2 pitch. That one is going to be upstairs for ball 2. Evens up the count to 2-2 to Joel Torres. And Mason Nielsen pitched the first 4 innings of this one, as that one is fouled away back to the backstop. We'll run this count right back to 2-2. Nielsen with 4 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, and only allowing 1 home run to Jordan Draper, the lone run of the night thus far for the Lions. And that is going to be swung right through for strike 3. And that is 6 straight strikeouts for the Dons. 3 from Mason Nielsen and 3 from new pitcher Tane Newman. As we are going to head over to the bottom of the 5th, the score is still 7-1, a big 6-run advantage for the Dons. We'll take some time to thank our fantastic sponsors, the MVP Sports, 2 Jacks Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, State Farm, Lance Wilson, Driggs Mortgage Team, Mikhail Thompson Wise Attorneys at Law, and the Car Guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group. As we head over to the bottom of the 5th, it has been a very dominant game here for the Dons, as the offense came out swinging right from the get-go. 5 runs in the first inning, 2 runs in the second inning, and that offense has been all of the offense they've needed because they've gotten stellar performances on the mound from Mason Nielsen and from new reliever Tane Newman, who just came in and struck out the side to start off the 5th inning. So, absolutely phenomenal pitching mixed with a fast start on offense has been everything that the Dons need to keep themselves right in front of the Lions for the 2nd straight day, as they were able to win yesterday's game 10-2 over the Lions, and now have themselves set up for yet another victory against their Region 10 foe, and also sets themselves up also for a potential sweep tomorrow if they can snag the W here today. That is going to be number 15 of the Dons.
In the bottom of the 5th inning, number 15, Tanner Peterson.
It's Tanner Peterson. It'll be Peterson, Massey, and Horine for the Dons here in the 5th. And that one's going to be worked in there for strike 1. Peterson 1 for 2 on the day, singled in the 1st and grounded out to short in the 3rd. So that one is going to be fouled away. Peterson in an 0-2 hole. And that is going to be cut through for strike 3. Peterson really just not able to see the ball well on that particular cut, and that is going to be just the 2nd strikeout of the night for Kyler Haveron, who is still on the mound for the Lions despite giving up 7 runs thus far in this one. That one's going to be low and in the dirt for ball 1. To be fair to Haveron, all 7 of those runs came in the first 2 innings. He afterwards has really settled things down and done his part to keep the Lions in this game. That one's going to be cut on for strike 2, making quick work of the bottom part of the lineup for the Dons. Again, this is Tyson Massey up for the Dons. He has been hit by a pitch in the 1st and struck out in his last at-bat in the 3rd. That one is going to be just upstairs for ball 1, a 1-2 count here to Massey. It'll be Skylar Horine up after him, as that one is fouled away. If either were to reach base, it would bring the top of the order back up, and that would be Tane Newman for the Dons. As that curveball is an absolute beauty, spun in there perfectly by Haveron. He gets his 2nd straight strikeout, 3rd of the game here in the bottom of the 5th, and it will bring up number 9 hitter Skylar Horine.
Now batting
for
number 7, Skylar Horine.
The Dons. That one is going to be a ball. 1-0 count here to Horine. Swung through, foul tipped, and gloved there nicely by the catcher. Count is now 1-1. That one is going to be sent through the gap just past the diving glove of the second baseman. That is going to be a 2-out single for the number 9 hitter of the Dons. And that will bring up the top of the order with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. It will be Tane Newman up for the Dons.
Number 14, Tay Newman.
Not a strong night at the plate here for Newman thus far. He is 0 for 3. Grounded out
Running
to the
speed up,
pitcher
number 21, Dawson
in the first.
Lee.
He then lined out to the center fielder to end that first inning, and then flew out to left field in the third. So two well-hit balls, but just right at fielders, unfortunately for Newman, as he digs in here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. That one is going to be low and outside. Nice job there by the catcher to corral that in and make sure that the runner was unable to advance on that particular throw. 1-0 count here to Newman. That one's going to be worked in there for strike 1. Evens up the count, 1-1. Newman started this game over at second base for the Dons and then pitched an absolute gem in this past inning in relief of Mason Nielsen. Came in and struck out the side. That one is low and inside for ball 2. The count is now 2-1. Noah Conway in the on-deck circle for the Dons. He's 1 for 3 on the night. That one's going to be upstairs and a little tight. Newman in a nice hitter's count here, 3-1. In the bottom of the 5th, it is 7-1 still here for the Dons. No scoring the last couple of innings for both teams as Newman takes the first walk of the game. That is going to put runners on first and second for Noah Conway. Again, Conway 1 for 3 in this one. He singled in the second and scored on an Andrew Pintar Triple T triple in the second inning.
Now running speed up, number 13, Hunter Sorensen.
They will bring in Hunter Sorensen to run speed up for Tay Newman. Keep his legs fresh and allow him to stay good while he's pitching, potentially for the rest of the game here for the Dons. Here comes that first pitch to Noah Conway. That is going to be off the catcher and back to the shortstop, back to the backstop. Words are hard, folks, sometimes. It is the backstop back there, the shortstop obviously out in the infield. But it is going to advance the runners as they will go from first and second over to second and third. So now 2 runners in scoring position here for Noah Conway in the bottom of the 5th with a great opportunity here to put up the first runs of the game for the Dons since the second. He will not be able to do so as he softly taps that one over to Haverone, who makes the play at first base and gets himself out of that 2-out jam. The score is still 7-1, a 6-run lead here for the Spanish Fork Dons. We will get you more of today's action when we come back here on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbors State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It is the 6th inning of this game between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Payson Lions, as that one is rocketed back behind everybody for strike 1. That is Trey Hyatt. That is up for the Lions. He swings through that one, strike 2, as Tay Newman is absolutely just working right through this Lions lineup since he came in for Mason Nielsen. struck out the side in the 5th and is well on his way to a 4th straight strikeout here. That one is once again fouled back, and Hyatt trying to keep himself alive in this at-bat. It is still 0-2. Hyatt, Haveron, and Bowers, the 1-2-3 hitters for the Lions, are those that are due up here in this inning, as that curveball is going to be outside. 1-2 count here to Trey Hyatt. And that one is going to be sent over to the second baseman. A nice play over there to get the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 5, Kyler Haveron.
Liner to second baseman is the first out of this one. Brings up Kyler Haveron, who has been pitching for the Lions. That is going to be just on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch there from Newman for strike 1. That one's going to be taken upstairs. Evens up the count 1-1. Haveron really struggled in the first and second innings, giving up 5 runs in the first and 2 in the second, but has since really been able to calm things down, get it all settled in, as that one is going to be outside for ball 2. 2-1 count to Haveron. Another pitch that is outside. 3-1 count. Hitters count here for Haveron. Obviously, the Lions really in desperation mode here with a 6-run lead, and that is going to be cut through for strike 2. Full count here to Haveron. Score is 7-1, 6-run advantage for the Dons. Here comes that full count pitch. Paints the corner. Beautiful pitch by Tane Newman. He gets his 4th strikeout of the game. And it is now 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
3, Hank Bowers.
Up for the Lions now is Hank Bowers. Bowers 0 for 2 on the game. That one is going to be in foul territory. Giving chase is Josh Dart. But it will be far enough away that there was no way that there was going to be a play there, as the count now is 0-1 to Hank Bowers. This one, a beautiful curveball there by Newman. Gets Bowers to swing and miss on that offering. Count is now 0-2. That one lined over to the second baseman, who makes a nice play. Busy half inning over there for him. And a quick 1-2-3 inning from Tane Newman, who has come on and pitched very impressively in relief of Mason Nielsen. The score is still 7-1. Spanish Fork over Payson as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our fantastic sponsors, 2 Jack's Pizza, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Mikhail Thompson Wise, Attorneys at Law, State Farm, Lance Wilson, and Driggs Mortgage Team. The offense came out swift and early today as we get a look at the crowd on a beautiful day here in Spanish Fork. It's maybe not as sunny as we would like, but the weather is absolutely gorgeous, and so it is a beautiful day for baseball, and it really has been a beautiful day for the Dons. Again, the score is 7-1, a 6-run lead for them. They were able to build up a big lead to start off the game, 5 runs in the first inning, 2 in the second. It since has been a pitcher's duel, as Haveron was able to get things settled down, and looks like his evening is done, and there is a new pitcher out there warming up for the Lions. We'll get you who that is in just a second. It really has been just a phenomenal game, though, on the mound for the Dons. Mason Nielsen, 4 innings of 1-run ball, and then Tane Newman with 2 innings of no-run ball, and just absolutely dominant with 4 strikeouts. 6 strikeouts on the night for Mason Nielsen, and so getting lots of swings and misses in this particular game against the Lions. It really has been kind of similar to yesterday's game, where the Dons were able to come away victorious 10-2, hoping to put the capper on this one, give themselves a 2-0 lead here on the Lions in the series and potentially give themselves an opportunity for a sweep tomorrow.
Leading off for the Dons in the bottom of the 6th inning, number 4, Andrew Pintar.
It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Dons in this particular inning. That is Zach Stilson on the mound for the Lions, as that first pitch from him is going to be taken for ball 1 by Andrew Pintar. Pintar 2 for 3 on the game, 2 triples, and he also flew out to left field in his last at bat. This one absolutely mashed and heading out to left field. Looks like he's able to camp under that one, is just by the foul line there. 2 straight flyouts out there to left field by Andrew Pintar. And that will be the first out of the bottom of the 6th. It brings up Cy Nielsen for the Dons. Nielsen, kind of an interesting day at the plate for Cy Nielsen. He had a single in the first, was able to score. Also had an RBI on that particular hit. Had a sacrifice fly in the second and was hit by a pitch in the fourth. And so either been on base or at least driven somebody in each at bat. So very productive day at the plate for Nielsen. The count is 1-0 to him. That one is going to be low as well. Going to be a 2-0 count here to him, a nice favorable count. Can be a little more selective here. Again, on the mound is Zach Stilson now for the Lions, as that one is fouled away there by Nielsen. A 2-1 count. Stilson coming in relief of Kyler Haveron, who pitched 5 innings, struck out 3, walked 1, but gave up 8 hits and 7 runs, along with 5 hit batsmen, which really was a real plague there for Haveron, as it kept a lot of innings going for the Dons, as that one is going to be taken for ball 3, a 3-1 count here to Cy Nielsen. As Nielsen rips that one, it is out into left. Left fielder giving chase, and it is going to drop. And that is going to be a double for Cy Nielsen, as it just finds its way in fair territory and beyond the reach of the left fielder, as that is going to be a 1-out double, a 2 Jack's Pizza double there by Cy Nielsen.
Now batting number 8, Brad Cloward.
That is Brad Cloward now in the game for the Dons. He will be batting for Josh Dart. Again, runner over there at second is Cy Nielsen, who just hit a double. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The score is 7-1. It's a 6-run lead for the Spanish Fork Dons over the Payson Lions in this Region 10 matchup. Yesterday's game ended 10-2, a big victory for the Dons. And they really have themselves in a position to get a sweep here in their first Region Series. Get themselves all nice and set up here in Region play after a good showing over at the Red Rock Classic. Went 2-2 down there in St. George. Good victories against Pleasant Grove and a close loss against Palo Verde, and a game against Faith Lutheran where they really just kind of struggled with errors and walks, as that one is fouled away. Going to be 1-1 here to Brad Cloward. The sun now starting to peek through the clouds a little bit, as you see there. But it has been an absolutely beautiful day here for baseball. And what else is new in this game as Brad Cloward gets hit by a pitch? That is the 6th batter that has been hit by a pitch in this game. A big storyline for the Lions, as there have been several hits, of course, in this game as well. But really, it's been these hit by pitches that have kept rallies going and really put the Dons in a position to really blow this game open in those first 2 innings. As that one is going to be slapped foul. An 0-1 count here to Hunter Clark. Clark 1 for 3 in this one. Got a single in the first. His last at bat, he grounded out to the third baseman. Love to be able to make some solid contact here and keep this thing rolling here in the sixth. Runners on first and second. Nielsen over there at second, Cloward over at first. And here is that 0-1 pitch. There's going to be a timeout here. Clark taking his time. Gets himself all dug back in here. Big RBI opportunity here for Clark. Again, the Dons haven't scored a run since the second inning, but all 7 of their runs were scored before then, as that one is going to be low for ball 2. 1-1. 1-1. Low and inside. This time, it actually is ball 2, folks. Count now 2-1 to Hunter Clark. Again, all of the Dons' runs came in the first and second innings. They would love to get the bats rolling once again here in the sixth. Have an opportunity to really get things going here with Clark at the plate. That one is going to be fouled back. Evens up the count to 2-2. Score is 7-1. 6-run lead for the Dons over the Lions in the sixth inning here. Only 1 out in the bottom of the sixth. Runners on first and second. Hunter Clark at the plate with an opportunity to get things going here in the sixth for the Dons. He's going to look at a curveball that doesn't quite snap back into the strike zone. Count is now full to the designated hitter of the Dons. On deck for the Dons, it looks like that is Blair Nielsen, as that is going to be roped down the third base line, but just foul. Unfortunate break there for Hunter Clark, because if that thing stays fair, it's at least 1 RBI, maybe 2. But still nice. Nicely ripped there by Clark. It keeps the count full. As I said, that is Blair Nielsen there in the on-deck circle. He will be pinch hitting for Tanner Peterson. As here comes that full count pitch. Going to be sent over to third base. He will tag third, and he will go ahead and hold up there. So a fielder's choice there, as Hunter Clark will be at first, and they will get Cy Nielsen out over there at third base.
Now batting number 12, Blair Nielsen.
So 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth, and it does bring up Blair Nielsen, who comes in for his first at bat of this one. He will be pinch hitting here for Tanner Peterson. Again, runners on first and second here with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth. Score 7-1. Spanish Fork in command of this game ever since the 5-run first inning that they had. And really things have just been rolling on the mound for them as well. Mason Nielsen and Tay Newman providing spectacular performances on the mound for the Dons, as that one is worked inside. Strike 1 there to Blair Nielsen. So again, kind of shocking storyline in this one is the amount of hit by pitches that the Dons have taken. There's been 6 batters that have been hit, as that one is just barely foul. Blair Nielsen very close to potentially having extra bases there on that particular one, but that one stays just foul. Count is now 0-2. But again, 6 hit by pitches is a lot, and it really did keep things rolling in the first and second innings for the Dons and allowed them to put up those big run numbers early in the game, as that is a beautiful curveball for strike 3 there. Blair Nielsen goes down on 3 straight strikes, and once again, the Dons threatening a little bit, but unfortunately for them, unable to scratch across any runs, but they are still working with a huge lead in this one, as it is 7-1 as we head over to the 7th inning of this one on Spanish Fork 17.
The Dons have no run.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
It is the 7th inning here on Spanish Fork 17. That is the Spanish Fork Dons against the Payson Lions. The score is 7-1 as we get a look of Travis, our cameraman, doing great things, giving us a nice smile. We love Travis and all of our crew here at Spanish Fork 17.
Leading off for Payson in the top of the 7th inning, number 18.
Again, it is do or die time here for the Lions here in the top of the 7th. They will need to scratch across at least 6 runs to keep this game going. As that one is fouled away.
For the Dons, number 4, Andrew Pintar.
That is Andrew Pintar now on the mound for the Dons. Up facing here, it is Jordan Draper, who is responsible for the lone run in this game for the Lions. There's a big old cut there by Draper is missed, and it is an 0-2 hole for the big first baseman of the Lions. Again, he is the solo run after a solo home run that he hit in the 2nd inning, as Pintar gets him down on strikes. Andrew Pintar coming in relief of Tane Newman, who had 2 innings of basically perfect baseball, 4 strikeouts, and just really had an absolute command of not only his fastball but his curveball as well. But Pintar tasked to come in and close out this particular game, moving over from his shortstop spot, as that one is taken for ball 1. That is Reichly Hauser that is now up for the Lions. He is He's not 0 for 2. He is 1 for 2 in this game. Had a single in the 2nd and struck out looking in his last at bat in the 4th. And here is that 2-0 pitch. That one is cut through for strike 1. Nice pitch on the outside corner there by Pintar. That one just barely misses for ball 3. It's a 3-1 count here with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Again, the Lions needing any and all base runners that they can get at this point. And that is certainly one way to do it, as Hauser is issued the first walk of the game for the Lions. So it's been a very clean game on the mound for the Dons. Again, I can't overstate just how well the pitchers have pitched in this particular game. Mason Nielsen, 4 innings of 1 run ball, 6 strikeouts was very impressive. Was then followed up by Tane Newman with 4 strikeouts in 2 innings and no runs. Really, that has been the storyline of this particular game for the Dons, as the count is 1-0 to Mason Alvey. That one is going to be just outside. 2-0 count to the right fielder. The runner on first over there is Reichly Hauser for the Lions. Again, the score is 7-1, so the Lions will need to score 6 here, keep things going, as that is rocketed out into center. But a nice play there by Cy Nielsen, tracks that ball down and gets the 2nd out of the inning, as the Lions are now down to their last out of this one.
Now batting number 16, Wyatt Hone.
And it will be Wyatt Hone up to bat for the Lions. Hone 0 for 2 on the game. He grounded out into a double play in the third as he cuts through that one for strike one. He also struck out looking in his last plate appearance in the top of the fifth. Hone representing the last hope to keep things rolling here for the Lions as he takes that curveball for strike two. Beautiful pitch there by Pintar. As the Dons are a strike away from taking their second straight victory here against the Lions and getting themselves started 2-0 in region play, and that will do it. A beautifully framed fastball there by Andrew Pintar. He gets 2 strikeouts in his closing inning as the Dons take this one 7-1 over the Payson Lions. We will give you a quick recap and your MVP Sports MVP of the game when we come back here on Spanish Fork 17.
1 runner left on base and no Spanish.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It has been a beautiful day for a ball game as this one is all wrapped up. Spanish Fork winning this one against the Payson Lions 7-1. The story of the game was instant offense right at the beginning of this one as the Dons were able to put across 5 runs in the first as well as another 2 in the second. They did not score from there on out, but those 7 runs right at the beginning was basically all that they needed as it was a triple team up there on the mound for the Spanish Fork Dons. Mason Nielsen starting things off for the Dons with 4 strong innings. Tay Newman coming in for 2 scoreless innings, and Pintar coming in to close things up with a scoreless inning of his own. It really was a beautiful, complete game for the Dons as they were able to take the second game here of this series against the Payson Lions as they took the first and have an opportunity to take the sweep here after tomorrow's game. Definitely starting Region 10 play off the right way. Again, we'd like to present our MVP Sports MVP of the game, and we are going to go with someone that was able to contribute not only on offense but also on the mound, as tonight's MVP will be Andrew Pintar. Pintar came in to close out the game, pitched 1 inning, struck out 2. Definitely looking great there on the mound, but really it was his contributions on offense that really got things rolling for the Dons. He hit 2 Triple T triples in this game, 1 in the first and 1 in the second. The first, a 2-out triple that got things going in the first and really was the catalyst of that big 5-run inning The second was an RBI triple in the second that was able to really be the standout play of that particular inning as well. So 2 triples on the night, 2 for 4 total, 2 runs scored, as well as a scoreless inning on the mound with 2 strikeouts. It is Andrew Pintar that gets the nod for MVP Sports MVP of the day. For our fantastic crew here at Spanish Fork 17, I am Andrew LaRose. Thank you so much for joining us here, and we will see you next time on Spanish Fork 17.